And I know you are also from Ernakulam. I request you to give a brief introduction about yourself. Come on.
Thank you, dear Dosmohan sir. I am very glad to participate in this. I am V. Santhakumar. I live near Kacheri.
Okay.
I am a chemical engineer, and now you may start your other questions.
Okay. So you can say something about your profession also. You are a retired person. You can say the name of that institution also.
As a chemical engineer, I was employed in SSCP and I completed my career in SSCP. I retired as a deputy general manager of the
Excuse me, sir. I don't know what happened. I cannot hear anything from you. It is totally blank, your voice.
Now another message has come. Has it blocked our program?
Okay, it may be because of that message. We can ignore that message. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we can come to the subject. Sir, our subject is English, and we are. I am learning English, and there are a good number of people who are learning English in my channel. So we can give some message for them about how to learn English. How can we become fluent in English like that? So I request you to give a brief advice about beginners. How can they learn English and how can they become fluent in English? Come on, sir.
Yeah, basically, I think fluency stems from knowledge. That is, you can become fluent only if you know the principles of the language. I think that I learned English in right earnest while I was a school student. I read all the prose poems, etc., and I listened carefully to the grammar points enunciated by the teachers. And I analyzed how all these sentences were formed in the text. And therefore, I think I learned that principle is grammar. So you be thorough with those principles. Otherwise, even if you practice a lot, you will not become fluent. And even if you become fluent, you will not be right. Because if you are not right in the language, what happens is you can only talk to friends like yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to appear for an interview, you cannot escape by saying something. You cannot escape by saying something non-stop. So, apart from fluency, you have to concentrate on the quality also. And I think if you have the knowledge of the language, fluency will be natural. There may be some people who know all the principles but are unable to speak. Such cases are very, very rare. My opinion and advice, which I give you from my experience, is that 99% of the people can be fluent if they know the language.
Yes.
So, know the language. That is my advice.
Okay, sir. You have given an excellent advice, but I do not agree completely with you because I have noticed several people with very good knowledge about English. For example, I have met several people who are English teachers and they have taken graduation and post graduation, and even more than post graduation, they have taken MPhil in English also. That means they have got a very good knowledge about English. But I am very sorry to say that these people are unable to speak English. And I will tell you one example. Once a lady came to my institute at Ernakulam, and she was unable to speak English. She requested us to teach her how to speak English. And I asked, "What is your profession?" Surprisingly, she said she is an English teacher in a school. And I asked her qualification. She said she is MA English and MEd also. After taking MEd and MA English, she has got a very good knowledge about English, but she is unable to speak English. And you said that these types of cases are very rare. But in my experience, I have noticed this is not rare. I have met several teachers and professors who are unable to speak good and fluent English. So so this is my difference of opinion. You can make comment about this.
Well, I am really astonished to hear this experience of yours
Mm.
because in my life, I have never seen a postgraduate in English being unable to speak English. All the people knew are very fluent in English. They had at least a degree in English. And even surprisingly, even our mathematics lecturers were very fluent. In fact, one of the most fluent people I have ever seen was a mathematics teacher. He taught us mathematics and engineering. He was so fluent that I was dumbfounded. So, what I think is that apart from qualification, one's attitude to the language, one's natural liking for a language, and one's natural abilities to pick up language are also very important. In addition, they should know the principles of the language. So, principles of the language plus some natural liking for the language or some natural talent for the language will be the key to fluency and quality. That is what I think. The
Okay.
mathematics lecturer would have known some principles, and because of his natural talent, he spoke fluently. That is what I think.
Okay, very good. Your opinion is very good. Again, I say, but there is a but because you said knowledge about language and taste or talent for language is important. But I say knowledge is important. I agree with you, and taste for language is important. I agree with you. But there is one more aspect which is more important than this knowledge and taste for English. That is what is called practice. If we do not get a chance to speak, and if we do not practice speaking, even if we have a good knowledge and even if we have a good academic certificates about English, people will not speak good English. So I strongly believe that the practice is also equally important. Do you have any difference of opinion?
Not much, but I have a small difference.
Yes.
Though practice is important, one
Yes.
need not have much practice. For example, I spoke English as soon as I entered college. My
Mm,
school was a Malayalam medium school.
mm,
So we did not even dream of speaking in English. There was no
mm,
atmosphere.
mm,
Whereas as soon as I entered pre-university class, there was English medium and I had a desire to speak in English.
mm,
And two or three of us joined together to
mm,
practice speaking English. So we became fluent within a span of 2 or 3 months.
mm.
Ever since, my speed has remained the same, right? My standard has increased. I have picked up more words. I
Yes.
have picked up more different structures of English, but my
Mm,
speed has remained the same. That means I got the fluency within 2 or 3 months. And I think that is because I had cared for the structure of the language and I cared for the language itself while I was in school. Now, let me tell you another important thing. In our schools, grammar stops at high school level. After SSLC, there is no grammar. There was no grammar in pre-university, and I think there is no grammar even in BA English. That is what I suppose. I may be wrong.
mm,
There was no grammar in engineering college. So,
mm.
if somebody has not studied grammar at all in the school, if he has not cared for grammar, he may get a degree in English even by writing some essays or by drawing from quotations of what others have written. Okay, so they can make some sentences, but they may lack the fundamentals. That's one reason why a postgraduate in English will not be able to speak in English. Otherwise, I see no reason why a postgraduate in English shall not be able to speak in English. I am not a graduate in English. I am a graduate in engineering. But I am speaking English because I know the fundamentals and I had some practice, that is all. Then I lost the practice when I entered engineering. For 2 or 3 years, nobody spoke English. That means during conversation. However, I participated in an elocution competition and an extempore competition. That is, the subject will be given only 5 minutes before the actual competition.
Mm.
Even then, I was able to get the first rank or the first prize in English extempore speech. So
Wonderful,
that means
wonderful.
so that means if you have the basis, you can recall the basics even without practice. Then
Yes.
when you become very senior, the only
Mm,
problem is with regard to your memory. You may not remember even what you already knew. For
mm,
example, I may not get some of the words which I already knew. That may
mm,
happen. Apart from that, there is no problem. Why? a person of 30 or 40 years of age should not be able to speak in English if he has a qualification in English. One
Very
reason
good.
could be such persons might not have learned grammar very well when they were in school. That is all I can say.
Okay, sir, very good. So I understand that according to you, knowledge about English and knowledge about proper grammar is essential. If we have good
Yes.
knowledge about English and if we know grammar, it will be very easy for us to speak English. I agree with you. And I think we have to make knowledge about English. We have to learn grammar and simultaneously we have to speak English also. I guess or I understand that making knowledge about grammar and practicing English should go hand in hand simultaneously. Do you agree with that?
All right, I will agree with you. The only thing
Yes.
is that we have missed one point, that is a natural talent.
Yes.
One must have a
What is that?
natural talent towards not only English but towards whole language, because
Yeah.
people say that our brain has two parts.
Mm,
One part is logic.
mm,
It caters to
mm,
knowledge and mastery of science subjects like mathematics, physics, or chemistry. The
mm,
other half
mm,
caters to art. It
mhm,
may be dance, it may be poetry. Of course,
mm,
poetry is also linked to language because only people who know language can write poetry. So one
mm,
half of the brain caters to art, and one art form is language.
mm.
So one has to have a natural talent for the language. That means this half of his brain, which caters
Mm.
to art, shall be active in him.
Yes.
That constitutes the natural talent.
Mhm. So now you are talking about talent, and you said the half of the brain is talented for language, and half of the brain is talented for other subjects like mathematics,
Science.
science, and arts also. Okay, and there are some people who try to learn English,
Language. The other half is for science. That
science.
means mainly logic, like mathematics, physics, etc.
Yes, yes. Sir, what about people with low talent or low level of caliber or low level of IQ? And I have seen many people who have a strong wish to speak English, but they will not have talent or caliber or ability. So how can we help them?
Well, such people can be helped by giving them simple principles of grammar. And such people should have more experience. That means they should have more practice.
Yes.
But the problem is that if they don't have caliber, then they will not reach a high level, even with a large amount of practice. They
Okay.
can communicate the minimum, but
Yes.
they cannot reach high levels of excellence
Okay.
if they don't have natural talent and IQ and also caliber. That is the difference.
Okay, okay. So I understand that there are two levels. There is a minimum level with which we can communicate, we can talk with others, and there is another level called high level. If
Yeah, yeah.
we are able to reach that high level, we will be able to produce public speeches, and we will be able to write articles, and even we will be able to write books also. So I have understood that there are two levels. One is called low level and one is called high level. Do you
Yes.
have any opinion about this?
Yes, yes, because there are not only two levels, but
Mm,
there are many, many levels.
mm,
There is a medium level and there is a gradation.
mm,
As there are crores of people in this world,
mm.
there are crores of levels. Each man has a particular level.
Yes.
And every man can improve his level. That is another fact. For
Ah,
example, one can acquire more vocabulary.
ah,
One can acquire more different or varied sentence structures. So
mm.
one can improve on oneself. That is also a fact. But for all this, one requires a talent.
Yes.
And how much one can improve, that depends on his talent and capability and intelligence quotient. This is my opinion. For example, we have discussed in some of our earlier reactions that
Yes.
the same things can be said in different ways.
Mm,
Okay. Now, what are the different ways? Those different ways consist of
mm,
different levels of vocabulary, different
mm,
levels of sentence structures, etc., etc.
mm.
So that is the difference.
Very good. Okay, sir.
For
What
example,
is
some
your
people
opinion?
are able to put several ideas in a single sentence.
Mhm.
That is because of their master.
Mm.
Some people,
Mm.
that is the main.
Very good, sir.
So there are,
I have one more question. You said about our ability,
yeah,
our IQ, and our caliber. Many things you said, and we have to make more knowledge about English also. But you didn't said something about the point. What is called hard work? What is the importance of hard work to learn English?
ah, yes, hard work is very important because for any man of a given ability,
Mm.
hard work will see that he has a higher level. For
Mm.
example, a man of high ability and who does not practice or, okay, I will put it another way. Suppose you are very intelligent,
Mm.
but if you don't apply your intelligence, then you will not improve. For example, if a man has the ability
Mm.
to understand different structures of the sentences
Mm.
and has the ability to pick up more and more words
Mm.
and has the ability to remember all these words.
Mm.
But suppose he doesn't try to do it. If he doesn't try to pick up words, how can he improve?
Yes.
So that is the importance of hard work. Hard work will take every man to a higher level.
Very good.
But the actual level will depend upon his innate qualities like talent for the language
Mm.
and the intelligence
Mm.
and imagination. So hard work is very important. Hard work will improve anybody depending on his intelligence.
Yes. Yes. Very good, sir. I congratulate you for making an analysis about this English, how to make our English more and more better. You have analyzed it considering various factors like intelligence, caliber, IQ, and even you spoke about the importance of hard work also. So you have touched all the points. I thank you very much for participating in this discussion. I hope you will come and you will share your views in future also. So, do you
Yes,
have,
and
as a conclusion, do you have anything more to say?
exactly. For I will contribute one more point.
Yes.
Even at this stage,
Mm.
I am picking up words. I am picking up new words.
Mm.
That is hard work. Even at this age,
Yes.
even without doing anything, I can communicate with anybody, and I can even talk faster than this.
Yes.
But even now, I pick up new words.
Very good.
That is what is meant by hard work. After 77 years of life,
Yes.
I am still picking up new words, and I have even today, I have messaged myself with some new words so that I don't forget them.
Oh,
So that is meant by hard work.
yes, sir.
That
Very,
also will improve a mind.
very good, sir. I can again and again I congratulate you. I understand that you are not an ordinary person. In the case of English, I am not boasting you. You are a scholar. I am telling the fact only. So I am very thankful to you for sharing all this information for the benefit of our learners of English. I hope you will come with more points in the next video, and now we can wind up. I say thank you very much for
Okay.
this.
I also thank you very much for
Uh,
giving me an opportunity to express my ideas.
Very good, very good.
And I thank you for your kind words about me. I thank you for your kind words about me.
Okay, very good.
So we can
We can
terminate
we
this
can say
video.
bye.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you once more. Right.